Very good afternoon. I'm Nabila Jamal reporting live from Karnataka's Bengaluru. This is the state where the hijab showdown has escalated, caught on like wildfire, and sixth consecutive day we're looking at commotion between students wearing the hijab and managements who earlier allowed the hijab and are now not allowing. There's a lot of confusion on ground on the High Court's interim order. I'm going to take you through those finer details right here in a couple of districts in Karnataka where our reporters are currently placed. We have Nolan Pinto, Shrija and Nagarjun along with myself who have been tracking every development coming in from the state of Karnataka. The hijab fire continues 6 days on. Several students there staged a protest outside the government college in Kodagu demanding that hijabs be permitted inside college. In Chitradurga, a major argument has broken out between hijab students and police officials. Now in the Melegars College of Udupi, few protesting Muslim students there alleged that they were not allowed to attend class and write their examination with the hijab. In fact, the same students were earlier allowed to sit in class with the hijab, but now they're not even being allowed during examination time inside classrooms with the hijab. Meanwhile, we saw some fiery arguments taking place in court. In fact, today the court resumes hearing at 2:30 p.m. on the same matter. On Thursday, petitioners argued and urged to allow Muslim students to wear hijab on Friday, at least in the holy month of Ramzan also, something that they want the institutions to allow at the earliest because they say that banning the hijab is almost equivalent to banning the Quran. Amid the countdown here, where the court's verdict is yet to come out, the showdown only escalates in colleges, right outside Karnataka colleges and schools, where several of these institutions are battling confusion, resulting in postponement of examinations by some of the colleges, which is due to take place. In fact, exams were due to take place in just a few weeks' time. Some colleges have postponed exams. Some have it scheduled in time, while several girls are being restricted outside their gates wearing the hijab. Karnataka government's Minority Welfare Department, meanwhile, has issued a fresh notification stating that the High Court's proposal of no hijab inside classrooms, which clearly mentions that it's restricted to only those institutions that have preset guidelines. Minority Department of Karnataka now has decided that they're also not going to allow hijab inside their minority schools and colleges. Remember, where girls by nature wore the hijab earlier, will now not be allowed. They've been stopped right outside gates if they don't pull down their hijab. Now let's take a look and listen at some of those reactions coming in on the same.
After a long leave, today this college is open. That is why we deployed more men. Yeah, only exams. Not full students are not coming to college. Only partial students are coming. 100% peaceful, no problem. Okay. All colleges and schools are running smoothly.
Now the exams are going on and headmaster, principal is like, you can come to college, you can go anywhere in college, just if you want to enter the class, if you want to write exam or if you want to sit inside the class, you will have to remove the hijab.
We will complete our education with this hijab itself. There are many successful women who completed their education and their successful life with this hijab. So in any case, we won't take it off our hijab. No way.
बाहर इसलिए क्योंकि हमको हिजाब अलाउड नहीं है क्लास के अंदर. वो प्रिंसिपल बोले है कि अगर क्लास के अंदर आने का है तो आपको हिजाब निकालना पड़ेगा. वो हम नहीं मान रहे.
It's not in their hand. It's a government rule, right? It's a court rule. Until court order, they can't do anything. It's not in their hand.
All right, let me quickly cut across to our reporters joining us. We have Nolan Pinto joining us from Shivamogga, Shrija from Udupi. Nolan, to you first. We see again still the same confusion. Many institutions trying to blanket ban hijab inside classrooms while they earlier allowed it. Now they've decided not to wade into this controversy, and the best way they choose to do it is by not allowing girls wearing the hijab inside. And what's shocking is that the Minority Welfare Department that runs several minority schools where by nature girls used to wear the hijab to classrooms, they're also now not allowed inside classes with the hijab. They're saying they're going to be following the High Court's interim order. This has now resulted in chaos in several districts, including the one you're at.
Well, Nabila, considering what happened in the past 2 days, today has been extremely peaceful, and I'll tell you why. In fact, let me just ask my camera person, Madhu, to show what's on this particular gate. Now, across Shivamogga, at various institutions, instead of the lecturers actually arguing with the students, those who are wearing the hijab to enter, what the authorities have done is actually put this board outside. It says in the High Court of Karnataka at Bengaluru, pending consideration of all these petitions, they restrain students from wearing saffron shawls, scarves, hijabs, religious flags, or the like within the classroom until further orders. So basically what they state as of now is this: even though earlier some of these institutions did allow these girl students to wear a hijab inside the classroom, that is inside the classroom, as of now they've put this board out to clearly state that until further orders, they will not allow anyone to wear any sort of religious attire. So this is there. You have police presence outside various institutions, and yesterday, after those girls met the DC, our sources tell us that there was a talk. We believe that they said that today they will not attend classes, but from Monday they will actually attend classes, and they would want the district administration to give them permission to enter the classrooms. So as of today, in Shimoga district, we have not seen any such problems of students coming out and protesting or demanding that they enter the campus or the class. The situation is quite peaceful over here.
Right. Nolan, a quick word on the minority institutions. We know that the minority department has now given a blanket ban to all those students against wearing the hijab until the High Court's verdict comes out. How does that bode well with all those girls who have been wearing the hijab all throughout their school life?
Well, this will create some sort of problem, Nabila, because you're looking at these are run by the Minority Welfare Department. It is their uniform itself to wear a hijab when they enter school. Now, a few days ago when I arrived in Shivamogga, at one of the Urdu schools, there was this standoff between the students, young students, their school-going students, and the authorities. They were protesting outside saying that this is our uniform. We could actually see what was happening, and finally the authorities relented and allowed them to enter. So that's what happened that day. Now, on the 16th, this circular issued by the Secretary of the Minority Welfare Department, Major Manivanan, he clearly says that he quotes the operative order of the Karnataka High Court and says that in all these educational institutions, the hostels, the Maulana Azad hostels and schools run by the Minority Welfare Department, until the Karnataka High Court comes out with its final order, even over there, wearing of hijab or any religious attire, like I mentioned before, shawls or anything else, will be prohibited. So this is a problem. There's no problems as such as of today over here, but it could
and that's
create
what's
havoc,
shocking, that there hasn't been a direction yet by the government of Karnataka. Right, Nolan, the shocking part is that the High Court's interim order very clearly states that these guidelines don't apply for institutions which did not have preset guidelines by the CDC, but yet it seems like a blanket ban has been imposed on all government schools and institutions and no government intervention as yet. This confusion has been allowed to fester, and that's the worry here, because we're looking at these young innocent girls being stuck in the middle of this chaos. All right, now Shrija also joining me from Udupi. Shrija, do you see similar situations there in Udupi? How's the situation on ground there where the actual controversy kicked off?
The district actually in the morning was very peaceful and there was no controversies at all at any college. But around 11:30 in Milagres College, one set of the students came out and they wanted to hello?
Go on, Shrija, we can hear you.
Testing that yeah, they came out and they said that they won't sit inside the classroom, or they were not happy giving them a separate space and making them sit on that. They say that they wanted to attend the examinations because which is going on right now. So they want them to write the exam. For that they wanted court to give the verdict at the earliest. They wanted to convey that they are not happy sitting in one place where even though the college organizations or the committees, all are them supporting, teachers are also giving them notes and rest of the facilities also given, online classes facility also given to them. But they don't want to take any of that. They want the court and the government to understand that their exams are coming and they wanted to attend the class properly. And as other students, they wanted to sit in the classroom and understand the things. So this is what happening, and one sect of the students wanted to solve this issue peacefully, but the other sect, they wanted to come out of the campus and they were protesting, However, they all had the same demand that they want to enter the class with hijab. They are not
Shrija,
happy with, allowing them to.
No, but in that case, Shrija, do tell me if Milagiris was allowing hijab earlier. Was Milagiris allowing hijab earlier?
Yes, the student states that they were allowing earlier and they used to write examination with the hijab earlier.
Thank you very much, Hijab. But do stay with us. I'm going to quickly cut across to a teacher coming in from the PU Jain College, PU College in Karnataka's Tumkuru. In fact, an English lecturer there has put out a video message where she says that she's been teaching all her life in that institution, Jain PU College, with a hijab. And now that this ruling has come out, she does not feel comfortable to take off her hijab and teach in class. And therefore, she now resigns from her job. Let's take a listen what she has to say.
ಈ 3 ವರ್ಷಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಏನೂ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಆರಾಮ್ಸೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಬಟ್ ನಿನ್ನೆ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಸರ್ ಕರೆದು ನಮಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಹಿಜಾಬ್ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದೇ ರಿಲಿಜಿಯಸ್ ಸಿಂಬಲ್ಸ್ನ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಪಡಿಸಂತೆ ರಿಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡದಂತೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆ ಆರ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾನು 3 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಹಿಜಾಬ್ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ಲೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಅದು ನನ್ನ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿಗೆ ಧಕ್ಕೆ ಆಯಿತು. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಸ್ವತಃವಾಗಿ ರಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಓಕೆ without hijab working in that college.
All right, we heard that. I'm going to cut across to Nolan on that. Nolan, the school teacher now coming out and making a statement that she's going to quit her job. And in fact, she's tendered a resignation because she was asked to take off her hijab. She's been teaching with the hijab for so many years and now she does not feel comfortable to take it off. And this is the kind of fallout and repercussion that we're going to see on a large scale. This was a teacher, but we're looking at students and their educational future now at risk. Many students will be at risk at dropping out because whether this is regressive and, suppresses women wearing the hijab is something that you need to debate on a whole different platform. But these innocent young girls at the end of it are really bearing the brunt here.
Well, Nabila, in this particular case, this lady or this woman is an English lecturer at a pre-university college in Tumkuru, the Jain PU College. Now, she says that she's resigning. Towards the end of her resignation letter, she says that because of this undemocratic act. Now, it's very confusing whether this particular rule is only for students or does it also bring into the fold staff, lecturers, teachers. So it's very, very confusing, and that's one of the reasons you have all these problems. Because initially everyone thought that this was only for students, but now institutions also started to tell that even lecturers, even staff have to follow this particular rule, and that's one of the reasons why we have seen in many places on Monday. I'm sure everyone remembered how the teacher came and she was asked to remove the religious attire outside the college, and then the education minister said that we will not permit that to happen anymore. They can enter the campus, and now you see many teachers stating that they are uncomfortable to actually go about teaching without either wearing their hijab or their niqab, because that is how they have been teaching for a very, very long time. So some clarity is necessary either from the court or from the government. Does this also apply to the staff, teachers and lecturers?
We've been eagerly waiting for SOPs to come into place, some direction from the Karnataka government so that these innocent girls' lives are saved and that they are not deprived of their education last minute, right when their exams are just around the corner. That's an expectation that any person can have to ensure that their kids are safe right outside schools. And these were schools that allowed for hijab in the past and now have suddenly taken a U-turn and a rollback. And that's what's upsetting, that there's really nobody stepping in to ensure that these girls are safe and their education is in safe hands. Now, let me quickly cut across to the opposition showdown in the assembly. Let me remind our viewers that this is absolutely shameful that so far the principal opposition party in Karnataka, which is the Congress party, has really not spoken about the hijab controversy, or rather have not spoken about these innocent girls bearing the brunt, standing outside schools and crying, breaking down, not being allowed inside classes. not a whisker about what's happening outside school gates, but instead we see a massive showdown over what a minister Ishwarappa said about a saffron flag. We saw the entire Congress party, the MLAs there inside the assembly in Karnataka, where they literally spent a night inside the assembly condemning Ishwarappa's comments, where he remarked that one day the saffron flag will replace the tricolour and demanded that he resign at the earliest. Now this issue has really become a full-blown crisis, with the Congress MLAs protesting inside the Karnataka Assembly. Massive ruckus there erupted in Karnataka Assembly after protesting Congress MLAs asked the Speaker to suspend all Congress MLAs. The Assembly has now been adjourned until 11 a.m. on Monday due to the ruckus. Chief Minister Basuraj Bommai has slammed the opposition MLAs, stating that such an incident has never happened in the history of the Assembly.
ಇವತ್ತು ಸನ್ಮಾನ್ಯ ಈಶ್ವರಪ್ಪನವರ ಹೇಳಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ತಪ್ಪಿದೆ? ಅವರು ಎಂದೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಕೆಂಪು ಕೋಟೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಧ್ವಜ ಹಾರಿಸ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ. ಹೇಳ್ದಿರೋದನ್ನ ಇವರು ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಇವರು ಕ್ಷುಲ್ಲಕವಾಗಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಧೋರಣೆ ಏನಿದೆ, ಇವತ್ತು ಯಾವುದೋ ಜನರ ವಿಷಯ ಇಲ್ಲ, ರಾಜ್ಯದ ವಿಷಯ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಹಲವಾರು ಜ್ವಲಂತ ಚರ್ಚೆಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡುವಂತಹದ್ದನ್ನ ಇವತ್ತು ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಹಾಳು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾನು ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಹೇಳಿ ಬಯಸ್ತೇನೆ, ಮಾನ್ಯ ಸಭಾಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರೇ, ಇವತ್ತು ಈ ಒಂದು ಇವರ ನಿರ್ಣಯ ಜನರಿಂದ ತಿರಸ್ಕಾರ ಪಡ್ತದೆ. ಇನ್ನೂ ತಾವು ತಿರಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇವತ್ತು ಈ ಸದನವನ್ನು ನಡೆಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡಬೇಕು.
They have agreed and they are supporting him. They are also disrespecting. They doesn't know the constitution properly. They doesn't know how to respect the national flag, and they are not in a freedom struggle. It is the Congress party. Congress history is country history. So when Congress party has given this national flag, the constitution, the freedom, they are enjoying this. They should not forget that. It is our bound duty. We will not allow it. It is not question of he has to resign. They have to sack him.
Not only Ishwarappa, it is the party's deliberate attempt to bring these issues. So we want Ishwarappa to resign. Until then, our fight should continue inside the assembly, and we'll also go to the people also. We have decided to go to all the districts, all the assembly segments. We are going to protest and take this issue to the people.
All right, there you have it, the Congress party there. Their purpose and their focus is to make sure Ishwarappa resigns, but not a word on this hijab controversy and these innocent girls' educational future now being put at risk. We're going to continue tracking this news and keeping the spotlight on this. The Karnataka High Court will take up the hearing in just a little while from now. 2:30 it will begin. We're going to track those developments, but for now, do stay tuned on the other side. We're seeing tensions brew in the capital city of Ukraine.
Tensions are still high in the capital city of Ukraine. Here's an exclusive ground report from an Indian restaurant, Rangoli, on what Indian workers feel about the threat of Russian invasion.
It is the city center of Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine, which is now at the brink of war with Russia. Tensions are still high, but the life goes as normal. Here is restaurant Rangoli. Let's find out what Indians working here think about the threat of Russian invasion. Please, can you tell your thoughts about all the news about possible Russian invasion? Are you afraid? Are you terrified about that?
Actually, we are not afraid from the war, as the advisory from the embassy has already got the advisory. Whatever will happen, the embassy will help us. They already planned for the tickets and all. They have already arranged. So the advisory came from the embassy. No need to be panic. Whoever is staying in Ukraine from India, we will do something. They are updating all news, whatever is according to related to the war and all. Whatever will the update, embassy will keep in touch with us.
Has he considered the ways maybe to flee the country if something happens, or does he also trust the information from the embassy?
जिस तरह से न्यूज़ चैनल बोल रहे हैं कि अभी लड़ाई लगने वाली, तुम उनसे भरोसा करते कि नहीं करते?
नहीं, हमको इन पे न्यूज़ पे हमें कोई विश्वास नहीं, और हमारी एम्बेसी हमारे को टच में है. एम्बेसी के साथ में हम टच में, उन्होंने हमें एडवाइजरी जारी करी है और हम उनसे डेली टच में. एम्बेसी यहीं पर ही पास में है और हमें कोई डर नहीं.
And that's a wrap on this bulletin. For all the latest news and updates, you can log on to indiatoday.in. You can also download the India Today app. Thanks for watching.